if you're just setting out to start a drawing hobby, you'll need a few supplies, but you really don't need very much. And I thought I'd share what a beginner absolutely needs, and some extra little supplies that might help you as a beginner on your drawing journey. So the very first thing you'll need a pencil. I have two here. I recommend actually getting a couple of different pencils. So let's see if I can get this to focus on the pencils. Hopefully you can see that. I have an HB. I would recommend an HB. It could be an H pencil or a B pencil, but something that is not a very dark grade of pencil to lay down your initial drawings. And then you can use a 3B, could be something similar to that, like 2B or 4B, and that will be a darker color of graphite or a darker shade of graphite for when you're doing your drawing. So 1 or 2 pencils, and that'll keep you going for hours and hours and hours. Next thing you'll need some sort of paper. You can use the paper that you have for your printer. You could just, even if you don't have a printer, you can just buy a stack of that and just draw and draw and draw. I prefer using a sketchbook. That way everything's together. I can see how far I've come, see what I've drawn over the past few months. I just really like having that. So I always use a sketchbook. They tend to not be very expensive. I think most of mine I've just picked up at Michael's with a coupon. And this one is finished. I finished this one a few months ago and I thought I'd share it. Let's see. So this drawing was done with, I'm not sure if it was an HB, but it was the lighter grade of pencil. So I did kind of the initial drawing and then I got kind of lazy, decided I wouldn't finish it. But had I spent a little bit of time with like a 2B or a 3B, I would have been able to get a lot more depth on this drawing. And then the next page just has a few examples of, these were quick roses that I had drawn. These had both grades of pencils, both a lighter grade and a darker grade. So you can see the difference of how many shadows and how deep the shadows are compared to this one. But both were good practice. I've used this sketchbook a lot. It's the 400 series, it's great. 300 series, it's also great. I think it's a little less expensive maybe, but both are absolutely fantastic and will keep you drawing for hours and hours. Now there's a couple other items that you will need to be able to, as a bare minimum, you'll need something to sharpen your pencils. I have 3 different sharpeners here. This one, I don't know where I got it. Picked it up somewhere along the line. Maybe it was in some set somewhere. It's just a really inexpensive, cheap, light plastic one. And it works perfectly fine. So you really don't need to spend a lot of money on a sharpener if you don't want to. This one's higher end. It's a Staedtler Mars. It's the same brand as these 2 pencils. It has 2 different sharpeners and it gives you a bit of a different kind of depth of how much of your pencil lead is showing as you sharpen. And it feels nice in your hand because it's a little bit heavier, but is it worth spending more? Not necessarily. This one, again, this is another one. I have no idea where I got it from. Could have come from anywhere, to be honest. I like it because it has a little case. So when you're out and about, you're not getting your pencil shavings everywhere. So you just need 1 pencil sharpener. But if you're looking to not spend that much money, just get an inexpensive one. And then you'll need some sort of an eraser. Just use the white vinyl erasers to start. Even people who have been drawing for years and years and years, they'll use white vinyl erasers as well. They might use some other types of erasers as well, but they'll use these white vinyl ones. They're quite gentle on paper and they pick up and erase pencil quite well. So this, I don't know what brand this is. I don't know if it came in a set somewhere. It works just as well as the Staedtler Razoplast, which is, again, the same name brand as these pencils, and this nicer pencil sharpener. So you just need 1. This is just a little one that I like using when I'm traveling. This one I've just had around, kicking around forever. So that's what you need just as your basic. That's the bare minimum that you really need. You need Pencil, paper, eraser, sharpener. And then off you go. You can draw for hours and hours. Now, let's take a look at just a few little extras that once you kind of have some drawings under your belt and you think this is going pretty well, I'm really enjoying spending time practicing drawing, let's see what else I can do to help with, your drawing practice. You could get drawing stumps. These are inexpensive. They're little papery stump things. To be honest, I actually don't really use these. I haven't found that I particularly like using them, but other people who draw absolutely swear by them. So you could experiment with these. Some artists swear by drawing with pens. So these microns, the Pigma microns, or very similarly, these Staedtler pigment liners, they are ink pens that you can use to draw. It is a good idea as you're learning to draw and improving your drawing skills to sometimes just draw straight onto paper with a pen. Don't have initial pencil lines. That can really help. It's scary, but it can really help grow your confidence as an artist because you can't erase it. And let's see what else. A ruler. Don't let anyone tell you that real artists don't use rulers, because we do all the time. You don't need one that's like a specific brand for artists. I don't know when I got this, quite a few years ago. I've been using it for years and years. It's nice to have the little cork backing to kind of keep it in place. But to be honest, when I need to draw a really straight line, if my ruler isn't nearby, I just pick up the nearest thing that has a straight edge. It might be a book, it might be another sketchbook. I don't always use a ruler, but it's also handy if you need to do increments, even increments, so you can use obviously the measurements on the ruler for that. So once you're kind of settled in your drawing hobby, definitely pick up a ruler. And last but not least, somewhere to keep it all together. This, you don't need anything fancy, but you can get quite nice pencil cases. This is one that I actually made out of some scrap fabric and that I had laying around. I was playing around with dyeing, so I had dyed this a blue color and then I did my own stamps on it. And then I took a penciling or drawing supplies to work, left it in front of a window for some time, and as you can see, the dye faded. So, but it's still perfectly fine as a pencil case. I still have a few pencil drawing supplies in it. You'll need somewhere to keep your, pencils, eraser, especially once you start expanding beyond 1 or 2 pencils. You want to keep all of your drawing supplies together. So this is really all you need, and some that you don't actually need but can really help your drawing practice. This is what gets you started, and it's not that expensive. Like these Mars Staedtler or Staedtler Mars Lumograph pencils, they're really a favorite of a lot of artists. They are the favorite drawing pencil of mine. And they're not that much more expensive than some of the kind of, I guess you would call them student brand art pencils. So, this you can get for a couple dollars. So it's not that expensive. An eraser, maybe a couple dollars. I'm not sure exactly what they cost. This nicer sharpener, I think it was a few dollars. You definitely don't need to spend something like that. So again, a couple bucks. Sketch pad, I think these, I always used a coupon and I usually end up buying 2 for the price of 1, sort of a deal. So they weren't that expensive. You can get a lot cheaper if you just buy a ream of paper that's for printing. So you really don't need to spend a whole lot of money, and you can get months and months of drawing fun.